Broadcasting live from the Meridics via OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network. And we've got a doubleheader of Predators Cup first round action for you tonight. The first round of the tournament coming to an end after last night's thrilling opener. Franklin beating Hendersonville Beach Lawson 5-4. And a game where Michael Mannion scored the game winner with just under 4 minutes. Ryan Mannion scored the game winner with just under 4 minutes left in regulation. Tonight, the GNASH Cup winners, Ravenwood, they hit the ice for the first time in 2 weeks. And they're taking on the team that they beat to win the GNASH Cup. 8-seed Station Camp, Liberty Creek, Nashville Christian, whom of course beat Franklin on Monday night to grab the final Preds Cup berth. Then in the nightcap, it's the 2-7 showdown. 2-seed Montgomery Bell taking on 7-seed Nolensville. Those two teams finished in a 3-3 tie before Thanksgiving. If they're tied at the end of 3 tonight, we go to overtime to settle it this time. All right, let's go over the final scores from this week so far. First up, the final night of the regular season on Monday. Ensworth-Lipscomb CPA beat JP2 MLK GCS 5-1. Brentwood BA USN beat the Rutherford Rampage 5-4. Montgomery Bell beat Independent Centennial 9-2. Page Summit beat the Tennessee Outlaws 8-0. And Station Camp Liberty Creek-Nashville Christian beat Franklin 6-3 to again grab the final Predators Cup berth. Ensworth, with their win over JP2, grabbed the second to last Preds Cup berth. So let's look at the final regular season standings. The final regular season standings, not coming into tonight. They don't change during the playoffs. Ravenwood winning the GNASH Cup with a final record of 11-3-1. Montgomery Bell, Page Summit, and Hendersonville Beach Lawson all finishing 10-3-2. Again, they were ranked on goal differential. MBA ahead of Page, and then Hendersonville. Franklin finished in sole fifth at 9-4-2. Ensworth-Lipscomb, CPA, and Nolensville both finished with 19 points, but Ensworth finished ahead with a record of 9-5-1. Nolensville had a final record of 8-4-3. Station Camp, Liberty Creek, Nashville Christian, and Father Ryan both finished with a record of 9-6-0, but Station Camp beat Father Ryan, so they were given the last place in the Preds Cup. Father Ryan were given the 1 seed in the Hein Cup. Independent Centennial finished 10th at 5-8-2. They'll be the 2 seed for the Hein Cup. Tennessee Outlaws and JP2 MLK GCS both finished 4-9-2, but the Outlaws beat JP2, so the Outlaws will be the 3 seed for the Hein Cup, and JP2 will be the 4. Mount Juliet, Wilson, Central Lebanon, and Brentwood BA USN both finished with 8 points, but Mount Juliet finished with a record of 4-11-0, ahead of Brentwood BA USN, who finished with a record of 3-10-2. So Mount Juliet will be the 5 seed for the Hein Cup. Brentwood will be the 6. Clarksville Kings finished in sole 15th with a record of 3-12-0. They'll be the 7 seed for the Hein Cup. And the Rutherford Rampage finished dead last with a record of 1-13-1. They will be the 8 seed for the Hein Cup. They and Father Ryan play the opening Hein Cup game tomorrow night in Antioch. And, of course, last night in the first game of the playoffs and the first game of the Preds Cup, Franklin beat Hendersonville Beach Lawson 5-4. So here's the schedule for tonight. All games taking place here at Centennial. Coming up in a few moments here on Rink A, the 1-8 matchup. Whoop, I went to the wrong section of the website. The 1-8 matchup here on Rink A in just a few moments. Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian taking on Ravenwood. Over on Rink B at 8:30, it's the 6-3 matchup, or the 3-6 matchup. Ensworth-Lipscomb CPA taking on Page Summit. Page won that regular season meeting 5-1 back November 10th. I think it'll be a bit closer, but I think Page will get the win again. And at 8:45 here on Rink A, the 2-7 showdown, Nolensville taking on MBA. All right, let's talk about the two teams playing the first game of our doubleheader tonight. First up, Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian by Keith Groom started the regular season with a perfect 7-0 record, then proceeded to lose 6 of their next 7 before winning their regular season finale against Franklin on Monday night to finish 9-6-0 and get the final Preds Cup berth on the head-to-head tiebreaker with Father Ryan. So let's look at their final regular season stats coming into tonight. Toby Mehaffy was the leading scorer. He had 21 points from 10 goals and 11 assists. Dom DeMaria had 18 points from 11 goals and 7 assists. McLean Gregory was 16 points from 10 goals and 6 assists. Of course, he had a hat trick on Monday night, a senior night hat trick. Andrew Grooms finished with 13 points from 6 goals and 7 assists. Merritt Freeman, 12 points from 9 goals and 3 assists. Tommy Siciliano, 11 points from 2 goals and 9 assists. Josh Peffer, 6 points from 3 goals and 3 assists. Gavin Cole, 5 points all from assists. Mikey Bernier, 4 points from 2 goals and 2 assists. Bryant Waddell, 3 points from a goal and 2 assists. Patrick Atmore, 2 points from goals, and Dane Kramer had 2 points from assists. On to goalie play, Britton Watson played in 5 games. All of those were starts. He finished the regular season with a record of 2-3-0. Played 193 minutes, goals against average of 2.83, no shutouts. He allowed 13 goals on 100 shots, turned away the other 87. His save percentage in the regular season was .870. Carter Galeese played in 10 games. 9 of them were starts. His final record, 6-3-0. He played 381 minutes, goals against average of 2.98, 1 shutout. He allowed 27 goals and 226 shots, turned away the other 199. His finals regular season save percentage was .881. And Nick Miller Campbell came back for the last 2 games of the regular season, appeared for the last 10.5 minutes of the Ravenwood game a couple weeks ago, then played the entirety of the Franklin game on Monday night. So his final record, 1-0-0. Played 52 minutes, goals against average of 3.23, no shutouts. He allowed 4 goals and 39 shots and finished the regular season with a save percentage of .897. Is he out warming up? I would assume so. I would assume they'd have gotten him a waiver. All right, let's move on to Ravenwood, coached by James Gately. Again, finished the regular season in first with a record of 11-3-1, winning the GNASH Cup regular season championship, the 5th GNASH Cup in program history. Their 3rd as a regular season championship. The first 2 were won via the old GNASH Cup tournament. Keaton Moffitt was leading scorer. He led all GNASH scores with 41 points from 22 goals and 19 assists. Jake Farrell, 32 points from 14 goals and 18 assists. Grady Fernand, 29 points from 16 goals and 13 assists. Brady Friedman, 20 points from 3 goals and 17 assists. Cannon Kaiser, 12 points from 5 goals and 7 assists. Oliver Lutz, 11 points from 5 goals and 6 assists. Lucas Voiles, 10 points from 6 goals and 4 assists. Cooper Friedman, 9 points from 6 goals and 3 assists. Timo Holland, 7 points from a goal and 6 assists. Anthony Maltese, 5 points from a goal and 4 assists. Rob Longard and Ryan Spivey each had 3 points from assists. Ian Murray had 2 points from goals. Lucas O'Leary had 2 points from a goal and an assist. Luke Pearson had 2 points from assists. Camden Greenspan had a point from a goal. Campbell Lutz and Aryan Patnaik each had a point from an assist. So all skaters at a point. And Reese McKenzie had a point from an assist as well. On to goalie play. Colin Gower played in 7 games. All of them were starts. His final record, 5-2-0. Played 292 minutes. Goals against average of 2.30. Allowed 16 goals and 131 shots. Turned away the other 115. His final regular season save percentage was .878. And Reese McKenzie played in 8 games. All of those were starts. Her final record, 6-1-1. Played 334 minutes. Goals against average of 3.02. No shutouts. She allowed 24 goals on 181 shots. Turned away the other 157. Her final regular season save percentage was .867. Ravenwood, again, won the first meeting between these 2 weeks ago tonight, 5-1 to win the GNASH Cup. The winner of this game will play Franklin next Wednesday night here on Rink A at Centennial in a winner's bracket semifinal at 7:10. The loser will play Hendersonville on Monday in the first elimination game of the Preds Cup at 7:40 here on Rink A at Centennial. Just a little bit of a note. Since the GNASH Cup became the regular season champion's prize in the 2010-11 season, that season's GNASH Cup winners have never lost their Preds Cup opener. Just a little bit of a note. Colin Gower was in goal for that matchup a couple weeks ago. And we'll see if they go with him or Reese McKenzie. Logic would dictate they'd go with Gower because he made 27 saves on 28 shots. Nope, they're going to go with Reese McKenzie because Gower's going to be the one stepping onto the bench. Ready to go with the start of this one. Reese McKenzie going to start in goal for Ravenwood. Miller Campbell going to start in goal for Station Camp Liberty Creek-Nashville Christian for this first period. Ravenwood will carry the puck from my left to right. Station Camp from my right to left, and the game is underway. Puck inside the Station Camp zone. Going down towards the right wing corner. Lucas Voiles sending it over to the left wing corner. Keaton Moffitt backhanding it up the far wall, trying to get it to Cannon Kaiser, but Station Camp intercept and bring it back out. Now it's dumped back in by Kaiser. Puck comes around to the near side. That's sent back around to the far side as Station Camp again get to it and bring it out. That's turned over to Anthony Maltese at center. Passed ahead to Moffitt inside the Station Camp zone on the right wing side, trying to drop it back in front. To the inboards, McLean Gregory sending it around to the far side, held in at the left half wall by Jake Farrell, and his shot stopped by Campbell. And the rebound try from Moffitt, I think, may have missed the net. Now we get a whistle because the Station Camp net became dislodged, and that's the first whistle after the first 51 seconds of play. Draw to the right of Campbell. They drop it. And they did not like the way the face-off takers were lined up. Puck went all the way down into the Ravenwood zone. Reese McKenzie going to have to fetch it for the linesman. Again, draws to the right of Campbell. Won by Ravenwood. Keaton Moffitt, left point. Sending it down the wall towards the left wing corner. Grady Fernand battling with Merritt Freeman. Puck goes out to center. Luke Pierce passing across to Brady Friedman. And now he goes back across to the far side, off the boards, back into the Station Camp zone. That's Dane Kramer, not Merritt Freeman on the ice. Merritt Freeman wears a yellow helmet. Kramer clearing the puck out from the far side. Now Brady Friedman brings it back into the Station Camp zone. Tried to pass it off to the high slot, and Grady Fernand went off his stick. Station Camp with it, they'll clear. Puck back in the Ravenwood zone, retrieved by Brady Friedman. Backhands it over to the far side. Luke Pierce passing it up the wall. Oliver Lutz will take it out to center. Lutz back into the Station Camp zone on the left wing side. Dane Kramer tried to poke the puck away from him. Now it's in the right wing corner. Put out in front of one-timer from Grady Fernand, turned away by Miller Campbell. Back at center, Luke Pierce as Ravenwood make a line change. With everybody but Pierce, he carries it over the blue line and dumps it back deep in the Station Camp zone. Bison get it out, cleared out from behind the net. Pierce drops it back to hole in, and then he'll go to the bench to complete the line change. Merritt Freeman taking the puck out of the zone, bringing it into the Ravenwood end, but it got away from him. Lucas O'Leary sending it around the wall to the near side, held in at the left point by Gracie Clark. Her shot blocked by the skates of O'Leary. Merritt Freeman now going down the right wing boards, backhands it around to the near side. Ariane Patnaik gets it out of the zone. Andrew Grooms gets to it inside the Station Camp end, whips it around the wall up the far side. Ryan Spivey tried to hold it in, got knocked down from behind by Dom DeMaria. And DeMaria clears. It went off a Ravenwood stick on the way down. I thought it went off a Ravenwood stick on the way down. I guess it didn't. They call icing. 11:14 to go in the first. No goals on the board yet. Draws to the right of Campbell. Won by Station Camp, Dom Reitz. Banks it off the near kick plate. Went off the stick of Lucas O'Leary at the right point and out of the zone. Now it's sliding back down the left wing boards. Reitz will get to it again. Whip it around to the near side. Lucas Voiles sends it back around the other way. And now Station Camp have it. They bring it back to center. Merritt Freeman on the far side. Drops back into his own zone to look for space. Sends it up the near side to the Ravenwood blue line. Lucas O'Leary intercepts and sends it back the other way. It went off a Station Camp stick on its way, so icing waved off. Puck on the near boards again. And a pass to the slot intercepted by McLean Gregory. Gregory now into the Ravenwood zone. Gets off a shot from the blue line, from behind the blue line, that Reese McKenzie blockers into the netting above the glass. 10-19 to go in the first, and no goals on the board. Draw is going to be to the left of McKenzie. Puck sliding to the near side, picked up by Anthony Maltese. He'll pass it ahead to Cooper Friedman, who, looking back, knocked it down with his stick. Now the puck in the station camp zone on the far side. Tommy Siciliano with it, comes to the near side. Tried to pass it up ice, knocked down with the stick of Cooper Friedman. Friedman in the right wing corner, pass across, left circle, shot, score! Grady Fernan! 4 minutes and 3 seconds in, Ravenwood have their first goal of the playoffs. Grady Fernan scoring to make it 1-0 with 9:57 to go in the first. So that turnover inside the station camp zone leads to Ravenwood scoring. Draw one by Ravenwood. Anthony Maltese back into the station camp zone on the right wing side. Sends it around the kick plate to the far side. Now station camp have it. Bring it out to center. Gavin Cole on the near side. Brings it into the Ravenwood zone on the left wing. Station camp have not had much possession. They haven't had any possession just about inside the Ravenwood zone. And Ravenwood get to it and clear. Puck sent back into the Ravenwood zone deep. It's in the right wing corner. Here is Cannon Kaiser. Trying to chase it up the wall. He's knocked down by Josh Peffer. But clearing it out on the far side is Ian Murray. Station can't bring the puck back in. Peffer backhanding it to the left wing side. Bryant Waddell tried to send it to the front of the net. Went off the skates of Brady Freeman and behind the net. Then a shot from the right half wall blocked by the skates of Friedman. Shot came from Tommy Siciliano. Puck behind the net, picked up by Brady Friedman. Tried to leave it, picked up by Kaiser. Banked off the far glass. Held in at the right point by Dane Kramer. Gracie Clark with a shot. Not a very hard one. Came to the left-hand side of the net. McKenzie gloves and hangs onto it for the whistle. 8:39 to go in the first. 1-0 Ravenwood. Draw is going to be to the left of McKenzie. Won by Station Camp, and a shot went off a stick and over the net. That shot came from the right point and Bryant Waddell. Here's Brady Friedman. Oh, was falling to his knees, and then he ran into Andrew Grooms. Puck brought into the Station Camp zone anyway, but knocked off the stick of Luke Pierce on the left point. Grooms comes in, picks it up. Passes it up the far side. Gracie Clark ends up icing it. She was just behind the red line. At first, the linesman on the bleacher side waved it off, but the other linesman disagreed, and so they called the icing. Draw is going to be to the right of Campbell. One by Ravenwood. Keaton Moffitt dumps it to the end boards. Dom Reitz. Oh, gonna have a penalty. And it is against Keaton Moffitt. Cross-checking against Moffitt. So Station Camp get the first power play of the game. Trailing 1-0 with 8:04 to go in the first. Draw is going to be to the right of McKenzie. Puck in the left wing corner. Jake Farrell falls over. He got tripped by Toby Mehaffy. Yep, he fell over the stick blade of Toby Mehaffy, and that's going to be a penalty. So there goes the power play for Station Camp after just 17 seconds. So, oh no, they call a slash. I thought it was a trip. So it'll be 4-on-4 for a minute 43 seconds, 7:48 to go in the first. Ravenwood up 1-0. Draw is going to be to the left of Campbell. One by Ravenwood. And a shot from Cannon Kaiser. I think it hit somebody in front and went past the net to Campbell's left. Up, and we're going to have another penalty. We're going to have a penalty against Ravenwood as Merritt Freeman was pulled down trying to exit the zone by Grady Fernand. It's a hooking call against Fernand, who has the only goal of the game so far. So it's a 4-on-3 for 93 seconds for Station Camp. 7:37 to go in the first. 1-0. Ravenwood draw to the right of McKenzie. Ravenwood with it. Timo Holland pitting it up against the right wing corner boards. Jake Farrell jumps in there and fires it to the other end of the ice. Miller Campbell comes out to play it, leaves it in the right circle for Merritt Freeman. Freeman brings it through center, back into the Ravenwood zone, drops it back to the blue line. McLean Gregory, shot, nice shot, score! Gregory, the top of the right circle, fires it into the back of the net to convert the 4-on-3, and it's 1-1 with 7:10 to go in the first. So now it's back to 4-on-4 for 82 seconds. And then Station Camp, unless they get another penalty between now and then, will have a quick 10-second power play. Draw one by Ravenwood. Cooper Friedman dumps it into the Station Camp zone. Puck behind the net. Passed out to the right point, and Brady Friedman moving down the right wing, taking a shot, blocked away by Campbell. Puck on the far boards. Held in Anthony Maltese, but then he knocked it off a Station Camp player's stick, and they were able to clear. Less than a minute left on the 4-on-4 now. Oliver Lutz carrying it through center on the far side, backhanding it back into the Station Camp zone, gives it right to Gavin Cole, passes ahead to McLean Gregory, who backhands it through the air back into the Ravenwood zone for an icing. 42 seconds left in the 4-on-4. There are now 52 seconds left in the penalty against Grady Fernand. 6:30 to go in the first. The game is tied at 1. Draw is going to be to the left of Campbell. One by Ravenwood. And a pass across to Brady Friedman, intercepted by Dom DeMaria. Now Toby Mehaffy, right wing side of the Ravenwood zone, shoots it over the net. 30 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Josh Peffer behind the net. Backhands it up the right wing boards. Mikey Bernier sends it right back down to Peffer. Okay, that's Peffer, not Mehaffy. And he drops it back up top to the right point. The one-timer from Bernier is gloved and held on to by McKenzie. Draw is going to be to McKenzie's left. 17 seconds left in the 4-on-4. 27 seconds left in the penalty against Grady Fernand. Draw one by Station Camp. Puck sent around the boards to the near side. Josh Peffer backhanding it to the end boards. Dom DeMaria chasing after it. Anthony Maltese beats him to it. Penalty time against Station Camp is up there now on the power play for 11 seconds. But here's Jake Farrell, left wing side of the Station Camp zone. Fires it across the front of the net and wide. Penalty time against Ravenwood is up there back at even strength. Mikey Bernier, left wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Tried to pass it across, went off the stick of Brady Friedman. Past the net, then put out in front by Toby Mehaffy, but deflected away. And now here's Keaton Moffitt back into their Station Camp zone. Backhands it across, one-timer, they score! Farrell went back across to Moffitt, who knocks it into the wide-open left-hand side of the net, and Ravenwood regain the lead. 2-1 Raptors with 5:20 to go in the first. think he went back to Moffitt. Let me just check the game sheet here. Yeah. Moffitt got the goal. Puck out in front of the station camp net again, cleared away by Campbell. Puck still in the zone, now in the left wing corner. Now it's at the end boards. Coming around to the near side. Cleared out eventually from the near side by Station Camp, but brought back in by Timo Holland, who takes a big hit from Merritt Freeman as he brought it back into the zone at the left point. Puck behind the net. Puck sent around the boards to the near side, held in at the right. No! Lucas O'Leary did not keep it into the right point. Now it's back in the Ravenwood zone. Holland's going to get to it. Ahead of O'Leary and Patrick Atmore. Oh, now Holland shoved hard into the inboards by Mehaffy behind the net as he was spinning around with a puck. O'Leary sending it back the other way, and it's quickly cleared out by the Bison. Here's Holland going down the left wing of the Station Camp zone to the inboards. Pushed into the boards by Merritt Freeman. It's a big battle for it. Freeman comes out with a puck. Oh, but then it's jabbed away from him on the near side by Holland. Finally, it's cleared out. Friedman. Crossing to the far side, picked off by Dom Reitz, and he fires it past the net to McKenzie's left from behind the blue line. Puck out at center on the near side. Battling in the referee's crease in front of the scorekeeper box. McLean Gregory backhands it back into the Ravenwood zone and goes to the bench for a change. Brady Friedman behind his own net. Passing it up the far side, trying to get it to Jake Farrell. Reitz knocked it away, but Farrell gets to it on the far side boards and dumps it in. Gavin Cole in the right wing corner. Clears it out onto the stick of Brady Friedman, though. Friedman. Passing it to the far side, Luke Pierce. Pierce sending it up the wall to Jake Farrell. Back in the Station Camp zone on the left wing side. Farrell tried to put it in front, but Rob Longard couldn't get a stick on it at the left-hand side of the net. Farrell trying to carry it to the slot. Has it knocked away and out. And Andrew Grooms with a big hit on Brady Friedman at the Station Camp bench. Here's Dom DeMaria firing it on goal from behind the Ravenwood blue line. Stopped and held onto by McKenzie. 2:28 to go in the first. Ravenwood leading 2-1. Draw will be to McKenzie's left. And it comes to McKenzie on goal, off the draw, and she knocks it away. Puck still alive. Peyton Brogdon tried to go after it behind the net. Taken by Cannon Kaiser. He banks it off the near glass and out. Bryant Waddell sends it back in, but Brogdon had to get back on side. Anthony Maltese sending it up the near side. Keaton Moffitt couldn't get a stick on it at the Station Camp blue line. It's cleared out by Mikey Bernier. Anthony Maltese at his own blue line, passing across to the far side, and Kaiser. Kaiser back across Maltese. Tried to pass it up the near side, went off the stick of Bryant Waddell. Still towards the Station Camp net, to be cleared away by Miller Campbell. And now there's Tommy Siciliano, right wing side of the Ravenwood zone, backhanding it to the inboards. Around the kick plate, it goes to the left wing corner. Anthony Maltese passing it up the near side to Keaton Moffitt, across to Jake Farrell. Farrell, left circle, back to the slot. Maltese in front of backhander, score! Jake Farrell found Anthony Maltese all alone in the slot. Maltese goes to the front of the net, backhands it in. It's 3-1 Ravenwood with 93 seconds to go in the first. Now there's a talk. Is the goal coming off the board? The officials were talking. Wow, the goal's been waved off. Okay, never mind. Strike that goal off for Ravenwood. Draw to the right of Campbell. I'm not sure what they struck it off for. I'll have to ask during the break. Draw one by Ravenwood. Cannon Kaiser backhanding it to the inboards. It's a shame for Anthony Maltese. He doesn't score that much. Keaton Moffitt at the inboards now. Sending it up the near side. Maltese at the right point. Now Jake Farrell's shot from the high slot blocked. Puck comes back to the blue line. And taken by Station Camp. Sent back into the Ravenwood zone. But it was touched. Toby Mehaffy had gone over the blue line and touched it up. I think they called intentional offside against Station Camp because the draw is going to be to the left of Campbell. Draw one by Ravenwood. Past the slot, intercepted and cleared by Merritt Freeman. Puck sliding back into the Ravenwood zone. No icing. Timo Holland gets to it. We're inside the final minute of the first. Holland backhanding it up the far side boards. Farrell had it go off his stick into the Station Camp zone. Merritt Freeman tried to clear, held in at the left point. Here's Moffitt up. Puck jumped away from him. He gathers it back in. Out to the blue line. Now he has to go out to center because he had Patrick Atmore all over him. He'll turn around and dump it back into the Ravenwood zone. Jake Farrell had to get back on side. Merritt Freeman with it. 30 seconds left in the period. Merritt Freeman to center. Freeman into the Ravenwood zone. Fell down. It looked like he got tripped going to the high slot. None of the officials have their arm in the air. Puck out in front of the Ravenwood net. A shot from Freeman off the stick of McKenzie. Now an on-angle shot from the left wing corner board. Stopped by McKenzie. That was from Andrew Grooms. And then Dom DeMario with a rebound try that she stops and covers. Now she's got a Station Camp player laying on top of her. It's Merritt Freeman. And eventually, he is back to his skates and skating away. 11.6 seconds to go in the first. 2-1 Ravenwood. Draw is going to be out at center on the dot in front of the Ravenwood bench. Draw one by Station Camp. Gracie Clark had it for a second inside the Ravenwood zone. It's cleared out by Brady Friedman. Now Clark pushing Oliver Lutz into the boards of the referee's crease, and that is it for the first period. Well, Grady Fernan opened the scoring just over 4 minutes in. And then nearly 3 minutes later, a 4-on-3 power play goal scored by McLean Gregory, and then Keaton Moffitt gave Ravenwood the lead back. Ravenwood leading Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian 2-1 after one in this opening round Preds Cup game. I'll be back in a few seconds with the start of the second, but if you're listening on the YouTube podcast, we're going to go ahead and take you to the start of the second period. Ready to start the second period of this one. Miller Campbell still in goal for Station Camp. Maurice McKenzie still in goal for Ravenwood for this second period. Station Camp will carry the puck from my left to right. Ravenwood from my right to left. That Anthony Maltese goal was waved off late in the first because the net was off. So that's the reason why that goal was struck off the board. Puck in the Station Camp zone. And a shot from the right point, and Brady Friedman goes past the net to Campbell's right. Now the puck just above the left wing corner. Dane Kramer battling with Keaton Moffitt. And Dom DeMaria backhands the puck across the ice off the far boards and out. Brady Friedman. Inside his own zone. Drops it back. Oh, and Andrew Groom's trying to steal it from Luke Pierce going to the front of the Ravenwood net. And then the puck cleared up the far glass and out of play by Brady Friedman, who then took a whack at a Station Camp player behind the net. And I think they're going to send him to the box. Yes, a slashing call. So Station Camp back on the power play, 13-18 to go in the second. They trail 2-1. Draw was to the left of McKenzie. Puck out in front. Score, Mehaffy! Puck was put out in front from behind the left-hand side of the net. Mehaffy was all alone. He one-times it in. It takes Station Camp 5 seconds to convert the power play, and it's 2-2 with 13-13 left in the second. So 47 seconds into the middle frame, Station Camp tie it back up. Draw one by Ravenwood, and a shot on goal from behind the blue line by Anthony Maltese has to be turned away by Miller Campbell. Now Cooper Friedman puts it out in front, but it's knocked away from Oliver Lutz by Gavin Cole. Puck held in the zone by Grady Fernand. Steps into the left circle, gets off a shot, hits the chest of Campbell. Mikey Bernier doesn't have his stick. It's sitting near the near side boards. And the puck almost cleared out, but played with a high stick by Cannon Kaiser. And that's the reason for the whistle. 12:43 to go in the second. Game tied at 2. Draws to Campbell's right. Ravenwood with it. Oliver Lutz trying to go to the front of the net. Shot stopped by Campbell. Rebound from Cooper Friedman, stopped by Campbell. And then the puck knocked away from Lutz. Now Josh Peffer on the far side, backhands it out to center. Lutz tried to dump it back into the Station Camp zone from the red line. Gavin Cole taps it into the Ravenwood end from the far side. Now Cooper Friedman back into the Station Camp zone. Cross corner dump in from the left point, then he goes to the bench for a change. Oliver Lutz with a shot from the right half wall that misses the net to the left of Campbell. Puck loose at the left point. Peyton Brogdon carries it out to center, knocked off her stick. Goes back into the Station Camp zone, quickly cleared out by Mikey Bernier, who sends it all the way back down into the Ravenwood zone. Anthony Maltese falls over the end boards. I think that's Peffer with it. Trying to pass the slot, and Tommy Siciliano. It was intercepted by Lutz. Here's Cannon Kaiser back into the Station Camp zone on the left wing side. Puck knocked off his stick. It's in the left wing corner. Dom Reitz with it. Backhanding it up the near wall. Gracie Clark tried to clear it out, hit the skates of Ariane Patnaik. Now the puck over on the far wall, held it at the right point and sent back the other way by Kaiser. Dom Reitz whiffed, trying to send it back the other way. Puck in the left wing corner. Patnaik leaving it for Rob Longard. Longard banks it off the kick plate softly, picked up behind the net by Patnaik. Tried to put it out in front off the stick of Campbell. Campbell had it deflect off his stick as it came to him from behind the net. Station Camp clear it out, sent right back in by Ravenwood. Reitz passing to the far side. Merritt Freeman slapping it up the boards and out. Andrew Grooms at center, backhanding it to Dom DeMaria. DeMaria, left wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Drops it back top of the left circle for Grooms. Back to Gracie Clark, who whiffs on her shot attempt with Rob Longard standing right in front of her. Ravenwood trying to clear it out up the near side. They do. Jake Farrell sends the puck back into the Station Camp zone, catches up to it on the left wing side. Tried to pass it across. It went off the stick of Andrew Grooms way up into the air and into the netting above the glass on the far side. 10:30 to go in the second. The game is tied at 2. Draw is to the right of Campbell. Won by Ravenwood. Puck in the left wing corner. Jake Farrell banks it off the end boards back to the far side. Bryant Waddell passing ahead to Toby Mehaffy. Try to get it to McLean Gregory off his stick into the Ravenwood zone. Timo Holland gets to it. He'll clear it up the far side off the stick of Bryant Waddell, so no icing. Waddell at the end boards of his own zone, backhands it to the near side, and Kramer. Kramer sending it up the near side out to center. McLean Gregory sends it back into the Ravenwood zone. Slowed down by Lucas O'Leary with his stick, and then he clears it out at the far side. Station can't get it back. Here's Gregory back into the Ravenwood zone. Shot from the right point, knocked down by the glove of McKenzie. Now another shot from the right point. Missed the net to McKenzie's left. She put out her glove. I think she may have gotten a piece of it. Would have been going past the net anyway. Puck cleared out by Ravenwood on the near side. Here's Moffitt, left wing side of the Station Camp zone. Moffitt tried to pass in front to Holland, knocked away by Bryant Waddell, and it'll be cleared out by Toby Mehaffy. McLean Gregory gets to it at center. Passes it over to Mehaffy. Puck goes to the left wing corner boards of the Ravenwood zone. Now it's loose on the far side. Lucas O'Leary tried to clear it out, knocked down at the left point by Gregory. He takes a slap shot that misses the net to McKenzie's right, and then a shot, one-timer from the bottom of the right circle, and Mehaffy, actually I think it was Peffer to be turned away by McKenzie. Puck cleared out up the far side by Ravenwood. No icing because Bryant Waddell tried to play it to keep it in the zone. Behind the Station Camp net, Mikey Bernier almost put it out in front with Campbell at the inboards with him and hit the back of the net. He was able to get it out. Now here is Gregory back into the Ravenwood zone on the right wing side. His shot up high, blockered away by McKenzie. She stuck up the blocker. Puck held in at the right point by Gavin Cole. It's taken, cleared out by Ravenwood. Tommy Siciliano inside his own zone. Passing across to the far side. Bernier sends it up the far side. Taken by Oliver Lutz, brought back in. Tried to pass to the slot for Grady Fernand. Intercepted by Gavin Cole, who runs into Keaton Moffitt. Fumbles the puck. Fernand keeps it in the zone. Sends it to the left wing corner. Now it's sent around to the near side boards. Held in at the left point by Luke Pierce. Sent back the other way. Mikey Bernier trying to send it up the wall. Held in Keaton Moffitt at the left half wall. Falls over on contact from Gavin Cole. Back to his skates. Passes up to the left point, Brady Freeman. Freeman moving to the right point, taking a shot through traffic, missed the net to Campbell's right. Moffitt, fell over the stick of Cole. There's going to be a penalty. Keaton Moffitt with a shot through traffic off the left off the left leg pad of Miller Campbell. Reese McKenzie to the bench for the extra attacker. Brady Fernand with a puck on the right half wall. Fernand shot in the top of the right circle, blockered away by Campbell. Puck sent up to the left point and Pierce. Now Cooper Friedman passing below the goal line on the left wing side to Moffitt. Put it out in front. Lutz scores! Moffitt with a centering pass, and Lutz knocks it through the legs of Campbell into the back of the net. No need for the power play because Ravenwood have retaken the lead. It's 3-2 Raptors with 7:20 to go in the second. Can Station Camp get it back again? Draw one by Ravenwood. Oliver Lutz shooting it past the net to Campbell's right from the red line. Now the puck in the right wing corner. Brady Friedman puts it in front, and a one-timer from Grady Fernand blocked by Dom Reitz, who got there just in time. Merritt Freeman brings the puck out to center up the far side. Back into the Ravenwood zone. The left point, he dumps it to the inboards. Dom DeMaria behind the net. Wanted to put it out in front. Puck back at center. Gracie Clark had it for a moment. Almost gave it away to Ravenwood. Andrew Grooms gets to it and backhands it back into the Ravenwood zone. Puck at the inboards. Grooms pushes Brady Friedman into the boards. Puck sent up the near side and out by the Raptors. Camden Greenspan. Left wing side of the Station Camp zone. Passes across. Oliver Lutz, a shot from the top of the right circle. Off a stick and past the net to Campbell's right. Puck out at center. Here's Kaiser. Cross to the far side and Friedman. Back across Kaiser. Passing it back up the near side. Ariane Potnaik brings it back into the Station Camp zone. Grady Fernand at the left point. Starts carrying it down the left wing side. Gets past Dom Reitz. Trying to go to the front of the net, but Merritt Freeman met him there and sent him to the inboards. Now Dom DeMaria at center. Sorry, it's Andrew Grooms, left wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Tried to pass it off to Freeman. It's deflected away by a Ravenwood stick. Now the puck back in the Station Camp zone. Rob Longard trying to pass it to Camden Greenspan as he went in the zone. Pass was broken up by Andrew Grooms. Now here's Toby Mehaffy back in the Ravenwood zone on the left wing side with a shot. Stopped by McKenzie. Rebound cleared away from the front of the net by Anthony Maltese. Puck still in the zone, eventually brought out by the Raptors, but taken back by Damari at center. He'll bring it back into the Ravenwood zone on the right wing side. His shot off the stick of Anthony Maltese into the netting above the glass. 5:28 to second, 3-2 Ravenwood. Draw is going to be to McKenzie's left. Is won by Ravenwood, but taken away by Mehaffy. Mehaffy, right circle, shot, score! Mehaffy pickpockets, I think, Jake Farrell or Timo Holland, and then fires it into the right-hand side of the net from the right circle for his second goal of the period and the game, which is tied again at 3 with 5:18 to go in the second. Station Camp win the draw. Puck on the far side of the Ravenwood zone cleared out by Lucas Voiles, then sent back in with Patrick Atmore still in the zone, and he touches it to trigger the offside whistle. Well, Miller Campbell comes back in goal, and Station Camp find their scoring touch again. They have now scored 9 goals in their last 2 games. 6 on Monday against Franklin in their regular season finale, 3 tonight against Ravenwood. Luke Pierce dumps the puck into the Station Camp zone off the draw. He made sure to get to the red line first. Puck behind the net. Toby Mehaffy sending it up the far boards, and Brady Friedman could not keep it into the right point. Puck drifts back into the Ravenwood zone. Luke Pierce with it, tried to drop it back. Toby Mehaffy nearly intercepts. Puck still in the zone on the blue line. In front of the net. Mehaffy could not get the tip in. Now he tries the wraparound, but we get a whistle. Net came off. Big break for Ravenwood there because McKenzie was out of position. Yeah, Gregory got to that puck of the blue line, sent it to the front of the net, and Mehaffy got a tip on it, and it went past the net to McKenzie's left. Then Mehaffy got to it behind the net, tried to wrap around, but the referee noticed that the net had been dislodged. 4:39 to go in the second. Game tied at 3. Draw to the right of McKenzie. Won by Ravenwood. Here is Jake Farrell passing it up the left wing side. Keaton Moffitt to the net. A shot stopped. Rebound. Lucas Voiles sends it over the net and into the netting above the glass. Moffitt moved in. Shot hit the chest of Campbell. Rebound out in front. Lucas Voiles knocks it over the net. It went off a Station Camp stick and its way up. So the draw will be to the right of Campbell. Draw one by Station Camp. Merritt Freeman sending it around the boards to the far side, and Anthony Maltese could not keep it around to the right point. Keep it into the right point. Here's Tommy Siciliano with the other shot, score! Tommy Siciliano picked up the loose puck at center on the far side, carries it down the left wing and fires it into the back of the net. And Station Camp have their first lead of the game. It's 4-3 with 4:14 to go in the second. Two years ago, Ravenwood is the 8 seed, beat 1 seed Summit Page. Is it going to happen to them 2 years later? We still got a period to go, at least a period to go. They win the draw, send it into the Station Camp zone, immediately cleared out by Dom Reitz. Sent back in, and then brought back in offside. Draw's going to be on the dot in front of the Ravenwood bench. Won by the Bison, but Grady Fernand gets to it and taps it back into the Station Camp zone, immediately cleared out by Merritt Freeman. Here's Toby Mehaffy up. Entered the Ravenwood zone with a puck behind him and had to let it go, or he would have been called for offside. And then he nearly steals a pass attempt from T. Maholan inside the zone. It was cleared out, now brought back in. Tommy Siciliano shot from the right circle. Deflected into the netting above the glass. I'm not sure if Reese McKenzie got a piece of it or not. But another scare for Ravenwood. Station camp very threatening. Draw is going to be to McKenzie's left. One by Station Camp and a shot from Bryant Waddell at the right point. Stop by McKenzie. Trying to stuff in the rebound in front was Andrew Groom. She's got it covered. 3:33 to go in the second. 4-3 Station Camp. Draw to the left of McKenzie. It was dropped, and then another whistle because the takers weren't lined up properly. Or somebody wasn't lined up properly. Merritt Freeman playing way out at the blue line at the center point. Puck goes to the end boards off the draw. Put out in front. They're trying to stuff it in. McKenzie's got it covered. Gracie Clark was in there. I think they're Junior Preds teammates, Junior Preds girls teammates. McKenzie denying her friend and Junior Preds teammate a goal. Draw is going to be to McKenzie's right. Big tie up for the puck off the draw. Ravenwood with it. Oh, and then the player got knocked down on the dot. Bryant Waddell with a shot from the right point off the left leg pad of McKenzie. Now it's Zandori with a shot from the right circle. Stopped by McKenzie. She's got it covered at her left-hand post. Draw to the left of McKenzie. One by Ravenwood. Puck pinned up against the right wing corner. Now brought out to center. Keaton Moffitt had it knocked off his stick by Merritt Freeman, who sends it the other way. Puck cleared out of the Ravenwood zone. On the far side of the Station Camp end, Freeman with it. Passes it up the near side. Past Bryant Waddell back into the Ravenwood zone. Anthony Maltese sending it up the near side. Jake Farrell, left wing side of the Station Camp's on offside. Grady Fernand winning the zone before Farrell did, and then Farrell goes to the front of the net and puts it in the net. And he's going to go to the box front sportsmanlike. That's a silly, silly thing for Farrell, the captain, to do. It's a very silly thing. He decided to show his frustration by scoring on an empty net after the whistle. So Station Camp back to the power play, up 4-3 with 2:36 to go in the second. Draw to the left of McKenzie, won by Ravenwood, cleared down ice. Puck behind the net, Campbell will leave it for Freeman. Freeman to center. Back into the Ravenwood zone. Freeman trying to go down the slot, a shot. I think it went off the toe of McKenzie's left leg pad. She was playing way up the crease. Here's Andrew Grooms, a shot. Turned away by McKenzie. Puck cleared out of the zone. Tommy Siciliano at the red line. Dumps it back to the end boards. Brady Freeman trying to clear it up the far side. He does. Grady Fernand with it. Fernand drops it back. Keaton Moffitt in the Station Camp zone. Gets to the front of the net. A shot stopped by Campbell. Rebound cleared away from the front of the net by Freeman. Toby Mehaffy tried to bring it out to center. Knocked down by the stick of Timo Holland to stay in the zone. Now Merritt Freeman with it. Passing ahead to Siciliano. Siciliano, under a minute left in the power play for Station Camp. Siciliano dumps it back into the Ravenwood zone. Puck cleared down ice by the Raptors. Merritt Freeman passing it up the far side to Toby Mehaffy. Mehaffy back to center. Back into the Ravenwood zone. Right wing side, a shot. Stopped and covered up by McKenzie. 35 seconds left in the power play. 71 seconds to go in the second. It's 4-3 Station Camp. Draw to the left of McKenzie. Won by Station Camp. Here's Dom Namaria. Less than 30 seconds left of the power play. One-timer from the right point. Mikey Bernier turned away by McKenzie. Last minute of the second. Puck behind the net. Passed out to the right wing boards. Now passed back below the goal line. Out in the slot, Mikey Bernier's shot went off a Ravenwood stick and got slowed way down. Now here's Oliver Lutz through center. Into the Station Camp zone on the left wing side. Drops it off. Cooper Freeman trying to go back to the slot. Here's Lutz in front of shot. Off the left arm of Campbell. Penalty time against Ravenwood is up. They're back at even strength. Mikey Bernier sending the puck around the boards to the near side. Puck behind the net. Less than 30 seconds left in the period. Puck on the near side. Dom Namaria trying to clear it out. Andrew Grooms gets to it at the blue line and does sweep it out. Sent back in by Ravenwood. Waddell with it. Waddell back to center. Ravenwood had an offside warning. Waddell back into the Ravenwood zone. Tried to shoot it on goal from behind the blue line. Whiff. Mikey Bernier backhands the puck back into the Ravenwood zone. It's on goal. Reese McKenzie stops and decides to cover. Gets a whistle with 3.5 seconds to go in the period, and Station Camp up 4-3. Draws to McKenzie's right. Draw one by Ravenwood. Anthony Maltese pins it up against the boards in the left wing corner, and that is it for the second. A second where Station Camp outscore Ravenwood 3-1. 2 goals for Toby Mehaffy, the other for Tommy Siciliano. Oliver Lutz scoring for Ravenwood. Station Camp, Liberty Creek, Nashville Christian leading Ravenwood 4-3 after 2 in this Predators Cup first round game. I'll be back in a few seconds with the start of the third. But if you're listening on the YouTube podcast, we're going to go ahead and take you to the start of the third period. Ready to start the third period of this one. Miller Campbell still in goal for Station Camp. Reese McKenzie still in goal for Ravenwood. This third period, Ravenwood will carry the puck from my left to right. Station Camp from my right to left. If Ravenwood tie up the game and the third period finishes that way, we'll go to a 5-minute 3-on-3 sudden death overtime. And if that doesn't solve it, a shootout. Station Camp win the draw to start the third and backhand it into the Ravenwood zone. It's in the right wing corner. Timo Holland goes to get it. Now Keaton Moffitt clears it out up the far side. Merritt Freeman with it inside his own zone. Passes up the near side to Patrick Atmore. Atmore tried to leave it for Toby Mehaffy, and then Keaton Moffitt coughs it up to McLean Gregory, who brings it back into the Ravenwood zone, takes a shot from the high slot that's gloved and held on to by McKenzie. Draw is going to be to McKenzie's right. Everyone's lined up to her left, except for Grady Fernand. Now everyone moves to her right. Keaton Moffitt remains out to her left if the puck comes his way. Draw one by Station Camp. Tap to the slot, intercepted by Cannon Kaiser. He'll bring it out to center, pass ahead to Moffitt. Moffitt, left wing side of the Station Camp zone. Shot goes across the front of the net. Held into the right point by Jake Farrell. Sent back down, backhanded in front, intercepted by Station Camp. McLean Gregory passing it up the far side to Toby Mehaffy at center. Mehaffy sending it up the far side into the Ravenwood zone. Station Camp will change the D pair. And a pass to center intercepted. Mehaffy down the slot to the net, shot, score! Toby Mehaffy intercepts a cross ice pass attempt from Anthony Maltese. Carries it down the slot and fires it into the back of the net. Over the glove hand of McKenzie. He has a hat trick. It's 5-3 Station Camp with 12:58 left in regulation. Are we about to see a first? A GNASH Cup winner has never lost their Preds Cup opener. Are we about to see a first? Ravenwood call their timeout. You know what? When they got Miller back, I was like, if he can boost the offense, they're dangerous again. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. James Gately not happy with his Ravenwood team. They only have 13 shots on goal. Station Camp have double that. Reese McKenzie will stay in goal. He's not going to make a goaltending change just yet. But this is way different from the game 2 weeks ago tonight. Way different. Way different. Here's Brady Friedman banking it off the near side boards. Now the puck sent to the end boards of the Station Camp zone. Mikey Bernier sending it around to the far side. Here is Cooper Friedman. Behind the net, trying to put it in front of Lucas Boyle. Shot stopped point blank by Miller Campbell. And then the whistle blown because the net had become dislodged. How big is that disallowed goal at the near the end of the first? Anthony Maltese appeared to make it 3-1 Ravenwood late in the first. But the goal was waved off because the net came off. Draws to the right of Campbell. Draw one by Ravenwood. Timo Holland sending it around the kick plate to the right wing corner. Puck comes up to the blue line. Lucas Voiles kept it alive. So did Timo Holland, but it comes down the far side and cleared out by Station Camp. Dumped back in by Holland. Puck at the end boards. Here's Brady Friedman. Friedman falling over behind the net. And, yep, they're going to say Gavin Cole tripped him. So Ravenwood, I think, is this their first full power play of the game? I'm not sure. Or is it their first power play of the game, period? 12:09 to go in regulation. They're trailing 5-3. I got to look through the game sheet here. I'll look in a second. Plays back underway. Draw to the left of Campbell. Shot in the right point. Brady Friedman turned away by Campbell. Friedman now at the left point. Carrying it down the left wing. Tried to backhand it across the front of the net. Puck ends up in the right wing corner. He gets back to it. Carries it back out to the blue line. Passes it off. Cannon Kaiser's shot blocked. Here's Friedman. Moving along the blue line, back to the left point. Now at the left wing boards. Taking a shot. Turned away by Campbell. Puck back out to the near side. Puck comes back around to the left point. Friedman again. Evades a poke check attempt from Merritt Freeman. Passes across Kaiser. Right circle shot. Stopped by Campbell. Rebound score. Jake Farrell at the left-hand side of the net. Knocks it in. Ravenwood convert the power play. Back down by 1. 11:20 to go in regulation. It's 5-4 Station Camp. Well, they were going to have a power play in the second, but then Oliver Lutz scored. Yeah, I think that's the first power play of the whole game for Ravenwood. Well, it was. As they carry the puck to the right-hand side of the Station Camp net. Shot stopped and covered up by Campbell. Draws to Campbell's right. It's won by Station Camp. Puck sent up the boards, held into the left point by Cannon Kaiser. Sent down to the left half wall, past the slot. Misses Robert Longard. And Station Camp will clear it out right under the stick of Anthony Maltese at center. Passes it off Cooper Freeman. Left wing side of the Station Camp zone. His shot over the net. Puck out at center. Oliver Lutz with it. Passes across to the far side, and Cannon Kaiser. Ahead to Longard. Longard back in the Station Camp zone. Takes a shot that misses the net to the left. Sorry, to the right of Campbell. Here's Cannon Kaiser at the end boards now. Battling with Andrew Grooms. Puck on the far side, Grooms. Pushed into the boards. Bison tried to clear it out. Held in by Lutz, and his shot from the right circle off the right arm of Campbell. Puck behind the net. Banked hard off the near side glass and still in the zone, and then Oliver Lutz takes a bump in the slot, and Station Camp clear it out. Here's Kaiser from the red line, dumping it back into the Station Camp zone. Ravenwood will change. Here's Mikey Bernier. Passing it up the far side, Merritt Freeman. Freeman, right wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Going down the boards. Backhands it past the net to McKenzie's left. Brady Friedman clearing it out up the near side. Toby Mehaffy sends it back into the Ravenwood zone. Merritt Freeman had to get back on side. Brady Friedman ahead to Farrell. Jake Farrell dumps it back into the Station Camp zone. It's behind the net. Dom Reitz whips it around the boards to the near side. And it's going to slide just over the goal line for an icing. 9:41 to go in regulation. Still 5-4 Station Camp. Draws to the left of Campbell. Won by Station Camp. They poke it out to center. McLean Gregory with it down the left wing of the Ravenwood zone. Stops. Takes a shot. Score! McKenzie went down to her knees, and Gregory fires it into the roof of the net for his second goal of the game. And it is 6-4 Station Camp with 9:32 to go in regulation. Gregory shooting from the left dot. And Ravenwood will make a goaltending change with 9:32 to go in regulation. Reese McKenzie off, Colin Gower on. McKenzie allows 6 goals on 27 shots. Can Colin Gower give the Raptors some type of boost, make a couple of big saves, and boost the offense? And Toby Mehaffy in the box. There was a bit of Brady Friedman was standing next to McLean Gregory when he scored, and I guess there was a bit of jawing. And I guess unsportsmanlike conduct, the call against Mehaffy. So Ravenwood on the power play, trailing 6-4. Puck deep in their zone, and they blow the whistle. I guess for hand pass or something. Draw's going to be to the right of Gower. Draw one by Ravenwood. Brady Friedman sending it up the far side to center. Keaton Moffitt, left wing side of the Station Camp zone. Passes across to the right wing. Cannon Kaiser shot. Stopped and held on to by Miller Campbell. Draw is going to be to Campbell's left. Station Camp trying to get the puck out of the zone off the draw, held into the right point by Brady Friedman. Puck sent around the boards to the near side. Now Friedman with it again, right point with a shot. Stopped and held on to by Campbell. 86 seconds left in the power play. 8:58 to go in regulation. 6-4 Station Camp. Draw be to the left of Campbell. It's won by Ravenwood. Cannon Kaiser tried to put it in front for Keaton Moffitt. Couldn't get his stick on it. Puck in the left wing corner, cleared out. I think it was Merritt Freeman who cleared it down ice. Brady Friedman passing it up the near side to Kaiser. Standing in the referee's crease at center. Passes it back to Friedman on the far side. Minute left in the power play for Ravenwood. Here's Friedman. Handing it off to Farrell. Jake Farrell. Back into the Station Camp zone. And he went over the red line. He went over the blue line. Net was dislodged. Net was loose. Nobody was even near it. 51 seconds left in the power play. 8:24 to go in regulation. 6-4 Station Camp. Draw to the right of Campbell. Won by Ravenwood. Keaton Moffitt backhanding it up to the left half wall, and Farrell up to the right point. Left point Grady Fernand. Back to Farrell. His shot from the left wing boards. I think it was turned away by Campbell, or it missed the net to his right. Either one. Puck back in the left wing corner. 30 seconds left of the power play. Here's Grady Fernand. Passing it off. Back to Fernand, right point. Moving down the right wing. Taking a shot. Stopped by Campbell. Rebound sitting loose in front of the net. Tommy Siciliano can't get his stick on it. Here is Kaiser. Passing up to the center point and Friedman. Passing it back to Kaiser. Kaiser sending it to the end boards. Back to Kaiser. Taking a shot. Stopped by Campbell. And the rebound cleared out of the zone. Back into the Ravenwood end. Penalty timing at Station Camp is up. They're back at even strength. Friedman behind his own net. Going to end up icing it. No, they wave it off. I guess you're saying Merritt Freeman could have played it standing at his own blue line. He'll pass it up the far side to center. Now Dom DeMaria off his skates. Back into the Ravenwood zone. Comes to the right-hand side of the net where Gower stops and covers. 7:09 to go in regulation. 6-4 Station Camp. Draw is going to be to the right of Gower. Here's Dom DeMaria battling with Timo Holland. Now Oliver Lutz on the near side. Passes across Lucas Voiles. Voiles back into the Station Camp zone. Left wing side gets off a shot. Stopped and held on to by Campbell. Draw to the right of Campbell. One by Station Camp. They try and clear it up the boards. Held in at the left point by Anthony Maltese. Shot in the left circle. Oliver Lutz blocked. Another shot from Maltese is blocked. Puck now in the right wing corner. Held in by Timo Holland. Shot from the right point. Would have missed the net high and wide to the left of Campbell, but he gloves and hangs on to it just to be safe. 6:33 left in regulation. 6-4 Station Camp. Again, since the GNASH Cup became the regular season champions prize in the 2010-11 season, that season's GNASH Cup winners have never lost their Preds Cup opener. Draw to the left of Campbell, won by Ravenwood. Here's Anthony Maltese, left point. Sending it around the kick plate. Keaton Moffitt puts it out in front off a Station Camp stick. Comes to the right point and a one-timer from Timo Holland off the glove of Campbell and up over the net. Still in play. And now Station Camp with a puck. Flip to center. Back into the Ravenwood zone. Maltese ahead to Holland. Backhands it back up the near side. Sent the other way by Merritt Freeman. Holland just inside his own zone. Passes up the ice to Keaton Moffitt. Moffitt to Jake Farrell. Carrying it down the left wing boards. Farrell runs into Mikey Bernier, who takes the puck off him and clears it down ice for an icing. 5:48 left in regulation. Still 6-4 Station Camp. Draw is to the right of Campbell. Station Camp with it. Passed up the far side at center off the skates of Toby Mehaffy into the Ravenwood zone. He was past the red line, so no icing. Actually, correction, it was Josh Peffer. He and Toby Mehaffy have the same body build. They have the same build. Here's Dom DeMaria back into the Ravenwood zone on the left wing side. Battling with Brady Friedman. Friedman takes the puck off him. Sends it up the near boards. Grady Fernand will clear it. Merritt Freeman will track it down inside the Station Camp zone. Passes up the far side. Now DeMaria, right wing side of the Ravenwood zone, sends it around the boards to the near side. It's in the left wing corner. Toby Mehaffy sending it back the other way. Here's Cannon Kaiser. Putting it behind the net for Friedman. Brady Friedman. Passing it up ice to Keaton Moffitt. Moffitt at center. Right wing side of the Station Camp zone. Tried to leave it for Robert Longer. Intercepted by Merritt Freeman. Carried back the other way. Freeman into the Ravenwood zone. A shot in the high slot. Stopped by Gower. Rebound cleared away from the front of the net. That's the first shot on goal Gower has faced since he's been put in net. And Ravenwood end up icing the puck. 4:34 to go in regulation. Still 6-4 Station Camp. Draw is going to be to Gower's left. Draw one by Station Camp. Mikey Bernier from the blue line sending it past the net to Gower's right. Ravenwood will clear. Bernier sends it back the other way. Andrew Grooms has to get back on side and does. Here's Timo Holland. Deep in his own zone, firing it up to the Station Camp blue line, and it went off a stick up in the air, and Ariane Potnaik stepped into the zone before it came in and touched it up offside. Draw is going to be on the dot in front of the Station Camp bench. It's won by the Bison. Puck out on the far side. Now Cooper Freeman brings it back into the Station Camp zone. Dumps it into the the right wing corner. Cross corner dumping from the left point. Puck behind the net. Drifting out to the right point. A one-timer from Timo Holland misses the net to the left of Miller Campbell. Puck out on the far boards and cleared out by Station Camp. Is this going to go for an icing? Yes, it is. Just trickled over the goal line as Timo Holland was catching up to it. 3:43 left in regulation. 6-4 Station Camp. Again, the winner of this game will play Franklin next Wednesday night in a winner's bracket semifinal here at Centennial on Rink A. The loser will play Hendersonville on Monday in an elimination game here on Rink A at Centennial. Draw to the right of Campbell. Won by Station Camp, and they get it out of the zone. Patrick Atmore brings it into the Ravenwood zone. Taken away and cleared out by Timo Holland. Here is Keaton Moffitt. Back into the Station Camp zone on the right wing side. Puck knocked off his stick to the inboard. Sent around to the far side. Held into the left point by Anthony Maltese. Pass back down the left wing boards. Jake Farrell had it taken away and flicked out by Station Camp. On goal, Colin Gower has to stop it, and he'll cover. Draw to Gower's left. It's won by Station Camp. Merritt Freeman. Backhanding it down to the right wing corner. Here is Cannon Kaiser sending it around to the near side. And out to center. Brady Fernand knocking down McLean Gregory in the referee's crease. And then Keaton Moffitt falls over, and we get a whistle. Not sure what it was for. I don't think there's a penalty. I think there may have been too many bodies piled up in the referee's crease. 2:57 left in regulation, 6-4 Station Camp. Draw's going to be on the dot in front of the Station Camp bench. One by Ravenwood. Here is Cannon Kaiser crossing the red line, bringing it back into the Station Camp zone. Trying to go to the front of the net. Puck is taken away. Cleared out up the far side. Brady Friedman will get to it in the Ravenwood zone. When do Ravenwood pull Colin Gower? Here's Friedman back into the Station Camp zone on the right wing side. Round the back of the net. Try to pass the slot. Keaton Moffett, a shot. Stopped by Campbell. Rebound. Drifted away from Jake Farrell when he had the left-hand side of the net open. And by the time he got control of it, Campbell had gotten back into position. They're calling Gower to the bench for the extra attacker. It's Oliver Lutz. Puck behind the net. Put out in front. Grady Fernand's shot stopped. And covered up by Campbell. Net was dislodged anyway. 2:13 left in regulation. 6-4 Station Camp. The net is empty for Ravenwood. So on Monday, I was planning on broadcasting that doubleheader at Bellevue, but if this result holds, I'm going to be here. Because if this result holds, the top 4 seed is getting knocked out of the Preds Cup on Monday night. Draw to the left of Campbell, won by Ravenwood, but the puck went out to center. Brady Freeman brings it back into the right wing side. Cleared out by Station Camp for an icing. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't think there should be icing if the team trailing pulls their goaltender for the extra attacker. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The team that's ahead should be allowed to ice the puck as much as they want. Draw to the left of Campbell. Because you're the one trailing, you're taking the risk. That's just my opinion. Ravenwood with it. Taken away by Station Camp. Cleared out. Is it going to go for another icing? Yes. Just went over the goal line as Cannon Kaiser was tracking it down. Draw is to the left of Campbell again. Won by Station Camp. Merritt Freeman sends it around the boards to the far side. Held in by Timo Holland. Sent back down the wall. Intercepted by Mikey Bernier. Tried to clear. Held in Oliver Lutz. Trying to go to the slot. He's double teamed. It's a shot in the left circle. And Grady Fernand off a stick and past the net to Campbell's right. Here's Jake Farrell with an on-angle shot in the bottom of the right circle. Turned away by Campbell. Puck behind the net. Big battle for the puck still behind the net. Here's Farrell. Passing out to the blue line. Brady Friedman takes a shot. Hits some skates. Now it's loose at center. Friedman's going to catch up to it. Friedman moves to the far side. Back into the Station Camp zone on the left wing. Stops. Passes up to the left point. Lutz inside the final minute of regulation. Lutz with a shot off the left leg pad of Campbell. Puck on the near side boards. Held in Timo Holland. Passing it down towards the right wing corner. Put in front. Shot, stop. Knocked up into the air. Now the puck comes to the right-hand side of the net. Station Camp clear, but not out of the zone. Jake Farrell with a shot in the left point blocked. Puck on the far side. 30 seconds left in regulation. Puck behind the net. Merritt Freeman sending it around to the near side. Held into the left point. No, I'm sorry. Timo Holland did not hold it into the right point. Puck back in the Ravenwood zone. Tommy Siciliano pushing Oliver Lutz away from it. Ends up in the left wing corner. Here's Keaton Moffett. Passing to the far side at center, and Jake Farrell, left wing side of the Station Camp zone. Puts it in for Brady Freeman, redirects it right into the glove of Campbell, who hangs on for the whistle with 7.3 seconds left in regulation. And Station Camp are about to do something that's never been done. They are about to beat the GNASH Cup holders in a first-round Preds Cup game. Draw is to Campbell's left. Won by Ravenwood. Shot from Rob Longard, blocked in traffic. And the puck sent into the empty net by Toby Mehaffy. from his own blue line for his 4th goal of the game. And Station Camp are going to win 7-4. And for the first time ever, the GNASH Cup winners lose their Preds Cup opener as time runs out. Station Camp, who looked like they were going to fall into the Hind Cup, win their final game of the regular season to salvage a Preds Cup berth and then beat Ravenwood in the opening round. Toby Mehaffy with a 4-goal night. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Wow. Station Camp will play Franklin next Wednesday night in a winner's bracket semi. Ravenwood will play Hendersonville on Monday in the first elimination game. A top 4 seed is going to get knocked out on Monday. Either the GNASH Cup winners or a Hendersonville team that were on a 9-game unbeaten run until they lost last night to Franklin. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. The goal scorers in this one for Ravenwood: Grady Fernand, Keaton Moffitt, Oliver Lutz, and Jake Farrell. For Station Camp, Toby Mehaffy had 4 goals. McLean Gregory had 2. Tommy Siciliano had the other. Toby Mehaffy, our player of the game, with 4 goals. As Station Camp beat Ravenwood 7-4. Oh my goodness. Who would have seen that coming? Well, you know what? I said in the newsletter, don't be shocked if Station Camp beat Ravenwood. I picked Ravenwood to win, but I said don't be shocked if they lose. And it happened. It happened. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay. It's going to be a bit before we jump to pregame for Nolensville NBA. Before we get off for this one, let me send an on-air shout-out to Mike and Stacy Gower, parents of Colin Gower. They purchased the package of perks, our Buy Me a Coffee package. They get their name listed in the newsletter almost every day. They're getting this on-air shout-out for any and all Ravenwood games I do. And I would send them this game as a downloadable MP3, but I don't think they're going to want it because Reese McKenzie was in goal for most of the game, and they lost. So, I mean, I'm not blaming Reese, by the way. I'm just saying, you know, I've done 5 Ravenwood games up to this point in the season. I sent them 2, and I asked them, do you want the 3 where Reese was in goal? And they said no, and I don't imagine they're going to want this one. So if you want a package of perks or have your name just listen to the newsletter, go to our Buy Me a Coffee page. It's BUYMEACOFFEE.com/Mid10Sportsnet, MIDTNSPRTSNET. And in where it says support Middle Tennessee Sports Network, enter either $7.50 to have your name listed in the newsletter throughout the playoffs, or $15 for the package of perks. Again, that's buymeacoffee.com, BUYMEACOFFEE.com/Mid10Sportsnet, MIDTNSPRTSNET. And type in either $7.50 or $15 in the support Middle Tennessee Sports Network box. Oh my goodness, I don't believe what we've just witnessed. Station Camp, Liberty Creek-Nashville Christian beat Ravenwood 7-4 in this first round Preds Cup game. Coming up in a few minutes, Nolensville taking on NBA in the 2-7 game. What have we just seen?